I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas.
Just
I'm
win,
a
baby.
player, a boss player, and if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider, Oakland Raider, from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Cause I'm a player, boss player, and if you with me, pop your collar, shake them haters. I'm a Raider.
What's up, Raider Nation? We are back again. It is Mariano along with Victor Freeze, and we are here again on another sad week of this year.
Can't catch a break this year, man.
We cannot catch a break. It's been a very, very long season already, and we're not even halfway through. But, you know, we were considering taking this week off or not, and then we had some big news drop.
Yeah.
So as soon as that happened, Vic kind of texted me like, we kind of have to do something this week, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, absolutely. So, you know, we're going to kick it off like we always do. We got the news and notes. We have to address the elephant in the room. We got a couple other things to shake down for you guys. Like, how will the X's and O's be affected this week? That's a big question for me. That's really been on my mind lately moving forward. How will the Raiders prevail? We got a couple rumors, and then of course we're going to finish it off with a Giants preview for this upcoming week. Now, before we get into that, obviously you guys do have an opportunity to jump in the conversation with us. You can reach us at 415-634-9086. You could call, text, Snapchat, whatever. It's all good.
One more time for them, Mariano.
415-634-9086. So go ahead and dive right into it, Vic. What's the elephant in the room that we got to address today?
So I'm going to hit you with the story, what I know, everything, all the details that have been put out there from A to B, right? Mm-hmm. So Henry Ruggs was at Topgolf the night before. Mm-hmm. You know, I've been to Topgolf, you've been to Topgolf. It's a good time. You have some drinks, you know, you try to hit that shit as far as you can, and so on and so on. Henry Ruggs was going home from Topgolf, going down a residential street. He was going 150. He is twice over the legal limit. He was twice over the legal limit. And his girlfriend, he was traveling with his
alcohol
girlfriend.
limit.
Yeah, alcohol limit. Mm-hmm. Speed limit too, but you know.
Speed limit too. Yeah.
He was with his girlfriend in the car, and he crashed into a Toyota, was it RAV4? It's a Toyota SUV. At a stoplight. Car was not moving. Car immediately went into flames, right? The driver was trapped inside, and unfortunately she had her dog with her as well. This whole incident, you know, is very like immature on Henry Ruggs' part, considering the fact that we dealt with this with Josh Jacobs already. Mm-hmm. Second of all, we know the NFL has a procedure. If you're out drunk, they'll pay for your Uber, bro.
I mean, the normal person can afford an Uber.
Yeah,
so there's
exactly.
there's no excuse. I mean,
You have millions of dollars, bro. Even if it costs you $50,000 to get home, bro, safely.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll still be good, bro. Like,
Yeah. It's just a tragedy.
Yeah.
In the simplest way to put it. Obviously, this is a terrible, terrible thing. Initially, when this happened, I didn't know. I remember when I first saw the report, I was looking at my fantasy team, and I seen an update that Henry Ruggs was suspected to be in an accident. Mm-hmm. And then you start thinking of a whole bunch of different things, you know, like we just seen it with Josh Jacobs. He had a mug shot. Yeah. And it's very saddening that someone lost their life because of this.
Yeah.
Now, the video, there are videos out there in which you can see
the car is on fire.
The car's on fire, and then also, did you see the one where Henry Ruggs is sitting on the side of the road with his girlfriend?
No, I haven't.
You haven't seen that? So
no.
he's basically dropped an F-bomb. He was just sitting there kind of crying. They're holding each other. It's just a very, very unfortunate situation for all parties. Prayers go out to Tina Tintor, her dog, her family. I mean, obviously, this is just tragic, right? And I feel like we have to address that before we even get into anything talking about Raiders just because someone lost their life, man.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, these athletes and these players, they're human beings. Which, Henry Ruggs made a terrible decision. He's a young kid. He's 22 years old, making millions of dollars, and, he's in Las Vegas. As much as people don't want to make it about Vegas, these are the facts, is that it did occur in Vegas early morning. So, yeah.
Just want to add prayers out to the Ruggs family, his wife, his daughter. He has a 2-year-old daughter, and Ruggs himself, man, because that's something he's gonna have to live with for the rest of his life. Ruggs, outside of this mistake, he seemed like a good person, in general, and it's a mistake on the biggest level, man. And unfortunately, someone's life is lost, bro. And that's just, don't drink and drive, y'all. Seriously, there's things out there to prevent these kind of things from happening. These things still happen too often. It's just a great example on a huge platform. Your life and someone else's life can be thrown away in an instant.
Yeah. I mean, look, Henry Ruggs, I went to his Instagram page and he posted a picture a couple days ago just saying, see y'all next week. Mm-hmm. And then in less than 24 hours, his whole life changed.
Yeah.
So next we can dive into the X's and O's of basically how different our offense is going to look. Because at the beginning of the season, I kind of said Nelson Aguilar was the one who was making the plays down the field last year.
Yeah.
This year it was clearly Henry Ruggs, right? Mm-hmm. He was the one that was making these deep pass plays or deep catches down the field. So what do you think, Vic? How is our offense going to look and be structured moving forward?
I think it'll be a lot less deep shots, unfortunately. Ruggs had that speed to take
elite
the top off the defenders, right? But we have seen Brian Edwards and Zay Jones be capable of doing some big down the field plays, but it's not on the same level that Ruggs, can. Probably Zay would be a bigger deep threat to me than Brian Edwards, but obviously Brian Edwards is our number one, Zay is our number two, and Renfro, we're moving up Dylan Stoner and DJ Turner from the practice squad as our fourth and fifth as of right now. Yeah, we do know Deshaun Jackson just got released by the Rams, cleared waivers, right? Mm-hmm. And there's an impending thing on the whole drama with Odell Beckham and the Browns organization that he might potentially be released too. Potentially signing Djax right now would immediately give us a deep threat. He's old, but he still has those burners. We've seen it. I think was it against Tampa? He took the top off of the Tampa defense. Although Tampa doesn't have any corners, they're very thin at cornerback. But he still showed that he still has some speed at age 34. And Odell, I watched the things that his dad put out, and he gets open on his routes, bro. Baker is not hitting him, so I think he'd immediately be way more happy with Derek Carr getting him the ball, man.
Yeah. You're getting too far, Vic.
Oh, my bad.
Right? You're breaking up our segments. X's and O's will be affected. That's the bottom line. The intermediate part of the field is where we can attack the best right now between Hunter Renfro and Darren Waller. But you're getting into the rumors, man.
So, keep it short. We'll take a lot less deep shots, is what I'll say.
We'll take a lot less deep shots. I think the X's and O's are going to be more based on getting this run game going, right? Mm-hmm. The more that we can get this run game going, the more that we can take more deep shots. I just think that when there's zero coverage, you don't have that X factor to hit downfield anymore. Yeah. Like with Henry Ruggs. You know what I mean? So, big question is, will the Raiders prevail, Vic? Do you think that they get the dub this week, or?
I think this week, the Giants, you can't take them lightly, man. Obviously, the run game has still been going with Devontae Booker, even though Saquon has been out.
Mm-hmm. Former Raider, Devontae Booker.
Yeah, so we know how good he runs. He ran, how many yards was it in place of Josh Jacobs? He had a killer day, that's all I know. Yeah. In place of Josh Jacobs last year. I loved him as a backup running back for us. He always, provided that spark to get like a first down here and there when we needed it. Mm-hmm. Definitely a good runner. Danny Dimes, he doesn't have receivers, but he does have Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, and Darius Slayton. which they all have their moments. They're not consistent receivers. Obviously, he does have Evan Ingram too.
Yeah.
All show their flashes. None of them are consistent though. I think probably the most consistent is Sterling Shepard.
Yeah.
But he knows how he can get the ball in position when he needs to. Obviously, they call him Danny Dimes because he's made some nice throws amongst his young career. And the defense is underrated, man. You saw what they did to the Giants. I mean,
the Chiefs.
To the Chiefs.
To the Chiefs, yeah. I mean, they came out and played a good game. One thing that we do have to address is all the players that are in COVID protocol for the Giants.
That is true.
They have a few. I know that Saquon, off the top of my head, was in it, as well as their rookie McKinney as well. Their rookie safety McKinney. So there may be a little shuffle on the defensive side of the ball, as well as just who's going to play.
Yeah.
So I'm a little curious to see. I mean, another thing, I had this conversation with my dad today. This may bring the Raiders together again, just like what happened with Gruden. Obviously, this is a little different because Gruden isn't actually on the field executing plays and running routes and stuff like that, like Henry Ruggs is. So it creates a different element, as far as Henry Ruggs literally caused the defense to
It's the X factor, bringing attention to that player. It's that Travis Kelce. It's that Tyreek Hill. You know what I'm saying?
Or even into like basketball terms, when you watch the Warriors play,
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry's a magnet almost to a defense.
Exactly.
Right? The whole defense is kind of drawn. No one wants to get beat with a 50-yard bomb down the field, and that created a whole new element. So honestly, my level of concern right now for our offense, I mean, it's all about the quarterback at the end of the day, and we got talent at every single skill position.
That's what I want to touch. I was gonna say I'm confident because not our offense is by no means Patrick Mahomes' big play offense. You know, like it's not every play is like 40, 30 yards, right?
Right.
We know how to get down the field, and Derek Carr does it efficiently. Yeah. So I love Brian Edwards. You know, he's shown, and he had his moments. Zay Jones, he comes in clutch when he needs to get in the lineup. I have confidence in these two. And a question that I did want to ask you: what do you think if we don't sign either Deshaun Jackson or Odell Beckham? Do you have faith in this receiving core to the end of the season?
I do, mostly just because of Darren Waller. If Darren Waller can stay healthy for the remainder of the season, I mean, he is our number one receiver. He's a tight end, but he lines up at wideout.
Yeah, we need more of those packages where Foster Monroe is our tight end and we line up Waller on the outside.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're not getting enough burn off of Foster Monroe, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And you can line Waller up. You can run a fade to Waller. Yeah. Almost once a series, and he's gonna win if there's if there's one-on-one matchup with Waller on the end. So I couldn't agree with you more. So moving on to the rumors, Vic, you kind of touched on it already. If I were to tell you could pick between Djax or OBJ, which one you going with?
I go Beckham.
Beckham?
I seen he could get open still. Obviously, Djax is an incredible wide receiver. He has an incredible history. But we know Odell Beckham is one of those special type of wide receivers. You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. He's another X Factor type receiver.
Exactly. And I think it's been disgusting how he's been using Cleveland. And I definitely think he would have a great time with Derek Carr. Derek Carr will get him open. No, he doesn't need to get him open, but Derek Carr will find him is basically what I want to say.
Oh, 100%.
I would prefer Beckham over... drama aside, I think he's a good football player.
Yeah, so obviously OBJ has to be released first. Whether or not OBJ would clear waivers if he ends up getting released from the Browns, right? So according to Over the Cap, and maybe I was a little off, Vic, but Jaguars got 28 mil, Eagles got 20, Broncos got 15, Seahawks got 13 million, Panthers got 11.8, Washington's got 11.7, Steelers got 10, Chargers got 10, Bengals got 9, and the Browns got 9 as well. So out of these teams, I mean, here's the thing. There's a reason why no one traded for OBJ when the trade deadline was coming up, and it's because of his contract. So he's due to make $8 million this season, which no one's going to want to pick this up. That's the biggest reason why I think that he will clear waivers, and then he'll decide to sign whatever team he decides to go with. Yeah. Now, of the teams, there were already reports that the Raiders and the Saints were interested. And I think, just in my personal opinion, if I'm OBJ and I'm looking at two teams, right, between the Raiders and the Saints, obviously money comes into the situation, but who would you rather catch passes from? Jameis just got hurt, which means Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian, or you got DC, who's playing out of his mind this year, right? It's kind of a no-brainer if you ask me. Yeah, I mean, that's just me.
Being that, his contract would have to be restructured, obviously. Joining the team will probably be a one-year deal, right? Obviously, to finish off the season. Playing like with the quarterback of Derek Carr's caliber could basically get him more money on the market, because obviously his price isn't going to be high the way he's been playing in Cleveland, right? Obviously, he has a name, of course, but we know that his caliber of play hasn't been there when he's been in Cleveland. So it might be like a Nelson Aguilar deal. You could be looking at it that way, like, I'm going to get paid if I go over here and show that I still got it for the next team.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Raiders are second in the AFC right now.
Exactly. So there ain't none of that contender bullshit or none of that, There's no reason.
Right, 100%. So, again, I would obviously love to have OBJ on the team. But the real question is, do you think Mike Mayock would want him on the team?
After he dealt with Antonio Brown?
After he dealt with a diva-ish wide receiver already, because we all know, I mean, OBJ is a diva. It's simple as that. I mean, he had, practice field goal posts hitting him in the face in New York, right? Yeah. Because he was throwing a temper tantrum. So, I mean, this was years ago. Yeah. And we haven't heard much, diva-ish things from him.
That's true.
But at the same time, I think that it's oddly suspicious how all these big-name people are tweeting about free OBJ, this and that. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably learned from his mistakes. If it comes from his mouth, it looks bad. But if it comes from LeBron James's mouth, it's a little different, right? Yeah.
That's crazy, too, coming from LeBron's mouth, considering
he's a Cleveland Brown fan. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think that LeBron, he stands with the athlete. Yeah. He doesn't stand with organizations. He's made that clear. He's bounced from here to here to here. Oh, for sure. Over the years, Yeah. But it's a little suspicious to me how his dad released the film.
Should have released it earlier.
Yeah. Right?
Not on the day of the trade deadline.
Yeah, that's kind of the another unfortunate thing about the whole Henry Ruggs thing is it happened like right after the trade deadline. Like or they were still trying to gather all the facts. Yeah. Because it happened that morning, on Tuesday morning.
The deadline's at 1.
And the deadline was at like 1 o'clock. Yeah. So the Raiders they're trying to figure out what was going on like the rest of us.
I think Henry had just gotten booked like at noon. Or something like that. So.
Yeah. So, totally unfortunate. But our offense is definitely taking a hit, man. Yeah. Taking a hit. He was an integral part of our offense, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to change the dynamic of the offense, obviously. A lot less deeper plays, for sure. Yeah. But as you were saying, OBJ, we have to wait for him to be released. Right. Right? So how would you feel about Deshaun Jackson being on the squad?
I mean, I feel like it wouldn't hurt. Because at the moment we only have really 3. From the start of our season, we only have 3 receivers still on the roster. Yeah. And I was thinking too, the player that we just released,
John Brown.
Not John Brown.
Willie Snead.
Willie Snead. he kind of fucked up, man.
He did.
Kind of fucked up. He left prematurely, right?
Yeah.
Because if he's still with the team right now, which I don't know if he's actually signed to Carolina's.
He's on the practice squad.
He's still on the practice
squad. And then John Brown
squad.
just got released from Denver, so those are two viable options as well.
Yeah, I mean, I would even consider bringing Willie Snead back over Deshaun. I don't know. I'd have to give that some thought.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'd probably want Deshaun over Willie Snead. But the thing is that Willie Snead knows the offense.
He's been there.
He could literally step in,
Plug and play.
and plug and play. Simple as that. Versus, football is different from these other sports where there's a whole nother vernacular that you have to learn from offense to offense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And these NFL offenses are so wordy. It's all the same shit at the end of the day. But they just call it different things,
It's
right?
just disguising it so the other team doesn't know what you're doing.
Right. So ultimately, Deshaun Jackson, if it's Deshaun Jackson or none, I'm taking Deshaun. If we can just get someone, like the wish list for me would go OBJ, Deshaun, and then maybe Willie Snead.
Man, John Brown.
And then I don't even want John Brown.
Because he's another player. He's obviously he's a deep threat too. And then we've seen he's been with us. The whole offseason
He's with
too.
the Broncos though.
No, he just got cut from the Broncos.
Oh, he just got cut?
Yeah, he got cut from the Broncos.
Well, there's a reason why he got cut. He got cut from like 3 teams in the same season almost.
Yeah.
The Bills, us, and then also the Broncos. So,
But yeah, definitely. Honestly, I think the season's gonna be really rough if we don't make like an addition. I mean, the practice squad players are practice squad players for a reason.
right.
So I think the rest of the season might be really rough if we honestly don't add to this wide receiver group, which was thin already when Ruggs was there because of the departure of Willie Snead.
Yeah.
So this just makes it even more thinner. Obviously, we only have 3 active wide receivers, so
Unless you move Waller to wide receiver.
that is true. Which I would love to see that,
And you
but
got a 6'6" wide receiver out there that runs a 4.4. I mean,
can't run much heavy sets if we put him out though. We
yeah.
only have 2 tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah.
What else you got on your segments here, Mario?
That's pretty much it. I mean, we touched on the Giants preview already.
Mm-hmm.
You got a game prediction for us, Vic? You almost hit it on the head the last time we did this. So.
I did, huh?
Yeah, we're away. It's a 10 a.m. start for us on the West Coast.
31-21 Raiders.
That was like same thing you predicted last time.
No, I said 17.
Oh yeah, you did say 17.
You want me to switch it?
Nah, it's yours, man. It's yours.
Oh, switch it? I can switch it.
Nah,
right.
it's yours.
31-21 Raiders.
31-21 Raiders.
That last touchdown comes in garbage time when we're already up 31-14.
Just like it did against the Eagles. Yeah, I like it. I'm gonna say 38-14. 38-14. That's if Saquon don't play.
Oh, Saquon's not playing. He got the vid, son. He got a positive.
Yeah, but he's
vaccinated?
He's vaccinated, so if he gets 2 negative tests before Sunday, he'll be able to play. But at the same time, we don't know if his ankle's good to go either.
That's true.
Because that was my 2nd overall pick this year in fantasy football.
Oh, no.
I constantly get jacked around, man. I'm auto drafting from here on out. From here on out. The league that I auto drafted in by accident, I'm like fucking 6-1 right now. Ended up with like Kyler Murray, just ballers, man, ballers. So, anyways, that's all that we got for you guys. Before we get out of here, unless you got anything else to touch on, no,
You got it.
Before we get out of here, though, tap in with us, please. You can reach us at 415-634-9086. Once again, that's 415-634-9086. Text the show, please. Talk shit to us. Praise us. Whatever it is, we don't care. We would enjoy to have someone else's voice on our show, and then we can rock and roll.
Yeah. Man, this week has been crazy. We were just talking about this, Mario, how The page is constantly growing. We're over at 300 followers now.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, every time I look at that page, it's like someone else followed you, someone else followed you, someone
we
got
follow,
crazy likes on the video,
yeah.
man. And it just keeps on growing, and I want to appreciate you guys. But take that same energy and go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you guys don't watch the videos. Obviously, I know that you guys watch the videos, but you know what I'm saying? The subscribers don't match the views. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
we want to match that up. We're trying to get to 100 before the season's over. We're halfway through the season. We're damn near like at 50 when the season didn't even start yet. So it's been a little slow, but the page has been growing, obviously.
Yeah.
So all you viewers, I know you watched the video. Just hit that subscribe button for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, smash that thing, man.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank y'all. Love y'all.
Love doing this
Hang
video.
in there, Raider Nation. We gonna get this. We gonna get through this together.
Man, for real,
Right.
it's been a rough season, man. Taking a toll on me. It's like my heart. But
It's tough.
we're gonna get through this one. Appreciate you guys. Real Raiders. We're out of here.